Think about the greatest scam ever sold to the modern worker. You were told to take the absolute best, healthiest, most vibrant decades of your physical life and spend them sitting in a cubicle or working for a boss for 40 hours a week. In exchange, if you are incredibly lucky, you might finally get permission to start actually enjoying your life when you turn 65, your back hurts, and you have half the energy you used to. We call it the traditional retirement plan, but mathematically and psychologically, it is a nightmare. I talk about the psychology of money and how to actually build wealth instead of just pretending to be rich. Today, we are tearing down the traditional retirement scam, why working until you are elderly is a choice instead of a rule, and how you can completely rewrite the timeline of your own freedom. The biggest lie society teaches us is that retirement is an age. It is not. Retirement is a mathematical equation. The system wants you to believe it's 65 because the machine needs your continuous labor to keep running. The entire consumer economy is designed to keep you trapped in a cycle. You finance a massive house, lease a brand new car, buy expensive clothes for the office, and rack up credit card debt. Because your monthly overhead is so incredibly high, you are forced to wake up to an alarm clock for 40 consecutive years just to keep the lights on. You are literally trading your youth to pay for a lifestyle that you barely even have the free time to enjoy. But let's look at the actual math of escaping the trap. If you look at the financial independence retire early or FIRE movement, there is a simple concept called the 4% rule. Take your total annual living expenses and multiply them by 25. That is your freedom number. If your life costs $50,000 a year to operate, you need $1.25 million invested in broad market index funds. Once you hit that exact number, you can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio every single year to live on, and because of average market growth, you will theoretically never run out of money. The middle class stretches saving that $1.25 million out over 40 long years because they only save 5 or 10% of their income. They inflate their lifestyle with every single raise they get, meaning the goalpost constantly moves further and further away. But what if you aggressively change the math? What if you reject the consumer trap entirely? If you keep your expenses ruthlessly low in your 20s and 30s, ignore the pressure to buy a $60,000 truck to impress people at stoplights, and instead invest 30, 40, or 50% of your income, you completely collapse the timeline. You take a 40-year corporate prison sentence and condense it into a 10 or 15-year sprint. And here's the psychological secret that people miss. Retiring early doesn't mean you have to sit on a beach doing absolutely nothing for the next 50 years. That sounds incredibly boring. Financial independence just means you get to play life on your own terms. It means your stressful 9-to-5 job becomes strictly optional. When your investments cover your living expenses, you can quit the corporate grind and work 3 days a week at a coffee shop. You can start a passion business that barely makes a profit. You can take 6 months off to travel the world while your knees still work perfectly fine. You transition from working out of absolute desperation to working out of purpose. The traditional retirement age is a societal suggestion, not a biological law. You can either spend the next 40 decades buying depreciating garbage to distract yourself from a job you hate, or you can temporarily sacrifice your ego to buy your freedom decades ahead of schedule. If you want to stop following the script designed to keep the middle class trapped and learn the real mechanics of building wealth, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.